Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Murray and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of The Gift of Giving. This program features representatives from non-profits, 501c3s and foundations that are based right here in the state of Nevada. However, if you're tuning in from out of state, I hope you will stay tuned because this organization, you might be able to initiate something like that in your own state. This week I'd like to welcome founder and executive director of True Beginnings, Vera Jackson Moore. Thank you for coming into the program today, and welcome.
And thank you for having me.
You're very,
I'm
very
honored
welcome.
to be here. Absolutely.
No, what you are doing for our community is huge and it's wonderful. So would you like to give us a brief overview of True Beginnings and its mission?
Yes, True Beginnings is the organization that women who are formerly incarcerated can come to for support, networking, and to find their purpose in life. Our mission is we offer a true beginning to formerly incarcerated women by assisting them with overcoming barriers that prevent them from reclaiming their rightful place right here in our community.
That's nice.
Yeah, we do it through housing, employment, and trauma services.
And now, when did you're the founder, so when did you initiate this program? How many years ago?
So many years ago.
Really?
Absolutely. In all actuality, in 2005, the idea came to me.
Boy.
I know, but I didn't know what I was doing back then. I was just helping kids coming home from college, trying to find their purpose. I felt like, why are you spending so much money in college and then you come home and you're doing something that you didn't study? But then in 2012, it really hit me. I am formerly incarcerated, and I went to find a home, and I picked up the phone, called about an apartment, and the lady on the other end, she expressed to me, it was like her first question was, have you ever been incarcerated? And I thought that was odd. I'm like, don't you want to know if I can pay the rent, And so in my mind, I start thinking, did I pick up an accent when I was incarcerated? And I had not. And so I knew that if I was facing those barriers, having a good job, having been a real estate agent, that I knew that there were other people out there that were facing those same barriers. So I started the agency in 2014 out in Virginia. I actually started doing the work in 2012, but my husband didn't make me get an office until people started knocking on the door. He was like, they're interfering with my football game and Sunday dinner, so you got to do something. And it was then that I partnered with a mental health agency. We found approximately 124 women permanent housing out in Hampton Roads, Virginia. And then my youngest daughter came out here to go to college, and she was only 17. So I had to follow her.
Sure.
Luckily, the women had permanent housing, and I was able to kind of say, okay, well, now I can move away. And it was still kind of a hobby at that time. It was more fulfilling a purpose or a mission at that time. And then I started getting involved with a lot of the agencies out here in 2018. And I said, okay, what's happening here? Why am I embedding myself in Hope Home and Help Link and Nevada Housing Alliance? And then I was diagnosed with lung cancer. And I told God, I said, look, if you save me from this, I will get back to doing the work. And I woke up after an 8-hour and 45-minute surgery where they had taken my upper lung and on my right side, and I was fine. I was able to walk on stairs and do all the things that I thought I was going to be debilitated from. And I said, okay, let's get back to it. So 2019, I built my board. And I just started pulling people together, and we opened Divinity House, which is our first home that we allow formerly incarcerated women to live in without paying any rent for the first 60 days and just focus on overcoming those traumas that got them into these messes and made these mistakes, whether purposely or intentional or not.
Wow. What an amazing story. And sorry you had to go through the lung cancer surgery, but hey, if it cured you,
I know.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. So good for you. And it's good for now that you're putting your time into um, formerly incarcerated women, helping them out. I'd like to jump right in because one of the things I noticed, you've got this new village called Amandla Village where there's shared housing, family housing, and home ownership. So, can we talk about each one of those individually because they're three separate
They are absolutely, absolutely
of the village?
So True Beginnings focuses on women.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted something that was definitely gender specific. And so I looked all over the internet, like, what can I name this place? Right, Divinity House was great. It was the intake component.
Sure.
But we wanted a phasing system where women would be able to focus on where they were going, and they weren't pressured. So we've been doing supportive housing, and that's what a Man Love Village is. It's supportive housing in the sense of you come in, all you focus on is getting your health back together, your mental and physical health back together. That's component one, phase one. Get all your vital records. You know how many people are walking around, don't have their birth certificate, let alone an ID or a real ID now that the state and the country is focused on that, don't have a passport. We come home from incarceration and our main focus is got to get a job. I got to get a job so then I can get a house, so then I can get my kids. And then you realize you can't get a job without having an address. So now which is first? So we want to put all of this in the same space so that you can come in, relax, woosah, start getting over the trauma, and then start focusing on work. That's phase two. And as you focus on work and you like finding your purpose in that space, then you move on to, well, what do I want to do now? Now that I found what I'm good at. I found my niche. Then what am I good at, and where does it fit in this world? And so to build a campus that supports all of that, where you don't, so now it's stable, is this place, and we don't have it yet, but we have our eye on this amazing community that we are absolutely going after, and we're running a capital campaign right now. It will house 24 women, and 4 of those women with their children, regardless of their age, will be able to live there. And then we will phase them through that program, and they will be able to move on. And everyone doesn't want to be a homeowner. I mean, I wanted to be a homeowner because I have an ego, but I was like that, the American dream. We want to live the American dream, but everybody doesn't. And some people just want a nice, quaint apartment, and some people really do want to go full gusto into being a homeowner, and we want to support them through that. And so Amandla means empowerment in Zulu language, and so we made that the Empowerment Village. Nice. And Opportunity Village was already taken, so we were like, well, how do we do this? And so we attached ourselves to Amandla Village, and we've been phasing women since 2019 now. However, we want to do it in one space, because what we realize is that when they move from one very supportive network into a new house, then the trauma starts all over again. And now they have to re-implement all the tools that they've been using and trying to figure out, do they fit in this new community, new housing space with other women that are maybe ahead of them. And we feel like if we had it all in one space, then the kids would have this community that they were supported in. Can I tell a brief story really quickly?
Sure.
When I was incarcerated way back when, I got a letter from my daughter, and she explained to me how she had gotten into it with some other kids at school because they knew that her mom was incarcerated, and it turned into this really big thing. They started bullying her, took her glasses and flushed them down the toilet. And when I came home and I got my kids, I noticed that they were still kind of going through some bullying aspects in school, and some of it is normal. But what I realized is that even though I had gone through incarceration and I had to work on me, that my kids were being affected. And in that effect, they were suffering undeserving. And so a Manla village is coming together to build up the entire family, not just the women, so that the children would be able to be there, have this other community of kids where their families had also gone through the same thing, have a support network, and then be able to talk openly and share their experiences with not only a treatment facilitator, not only the kids on the playground, but with their parents. And when you talk about with your parents, this is what I've experienced, this is what I'm going through. The parent has better insight, now they can parent better, and the kid has better insight on what the parent side is. And now it takes away that stress and strain between the two. And now the woman can grow and flourish, and then we create legacies.
Okay. But now, obviously, you're helping women and children now in the family housing. Can the husband come and live if they're still married?
Absolutely.
Oh,
In a Manla village, what our goal is now, the woman gets the treatment first, her and her children. However, if they have a father that is involved and his name is either on the birth certificate of one of the children, or they have been married for a certain amount of time, then we will put them in an apartment so that they can live together. You have to build the whole family. Our society has separated people for way too long, and we're a social construct. God has built us to be together as a family unit. And when you build the whole family, is when people really flourish. But as long as we keep them separate, we will just keep going on that same traditional will that we've gone on for a very long time.
Okay. On that note, we're going to take a brief sponsorship break. Please stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Tariffs, pandemics, rising inflation. The Joshua Dowden team is ready when volatility happens. Markets fluctuate for reasons nobody can control. Don't let the headlines drive your financial plan. The Joshua Dowden team at Priority Wealth Partners has served Summerlin retirees for 3 decades. Our 5-tier risk management strategy matches our strategies with your goals, with plans designed for your assets to be there when you need them. Conveniently located at the heart of downtown Summerlin. Call Joshua Dowden today or visit DowdenFinancialServices.com.
Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for staying with us. And I'd like to welcome back our guest today, Vera Jackson Moore from True Beginnings. You're doing amazing work.
Thank
you. Right now, before we get into some of the program, your projects, let's hear from one person who you have already helped.
Yes.
And her testimony is wonderful. Let's listen.
Hi, my name is Destiny Payne, and my life changed for the better on June 1st, 2019. I got locked up in Clark County Detention Center with 6 felony counts. I met Vera in person in December, like the end of December. She came over and asked me a couple of questions about where I see myself in my future. And from that day forward, I just knew that something good was in store for me. April 2nd, that was the day, April 2nd. I moved into my new home. And before I came here, I really didn't have a vision for my life. I didn't know how to dream. I didn't know that I was having dreams, I guess, because it's a dream for me to be here and to be sober and to be getting my life together. And that's something that I've always wanted, to be able to have stability and be able to just do for myself and not have to depend on anyone. So I just really didn't have no direction and no guidance, really. Being here, all the providers and the therapy is giving me a chance to heal. And I can honestly say today I now have a vision for my life. I know what I want, I know where I'm going, and it just feels really good.
That's quite a testimony to the work that you have done. Look at the impact you've already had.
I'm very proud of Destiny.
And I'm sure she's not alone in her opinions of how you've helped I'm sure others have felt the same way.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about some of your projects. From what I can see, you've got three main projects: IMIN, EGO, and INS. So let's talk about each one of those. The first one, IMIN, it stands for Innovative Management Inspiring Neighborhoods.
Yes.
So would you like to share with us what that innovative management is?
Innovative management is bringing landlords together to provide second chances, real second chances. We tend to, and it's pronounced I'm in. It's to bring everyone in.
I'm in.
So yes, I am a huge person of acronyms, and I'm like, oh, I'm in. And so we have this amazing logo for it, but it's all about bringing people together to understand what the barriers are, advocacy, bringing landlords in and matchmaking them with people that are ready to move into their apartments, their homes. It's about building bridges. It's about helping women understand what their rights are around housing, around employment, all the things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. We think that everyone can just go into Dollar Tree or Walmart or Whole Foods and pick up food, but there are a lot of people that just don't have that. So we have food scarcity, and then there's people that don't understand what their rights are or what the laws are around applying for food stamps, applying for housing, applying for employment. And what I'm in does is bring people together with that education component of what their rights are. We have several projects, but I'm in is really about bringing the outside in and bringing the women that are already in the program together with those, with other people in the community, so they understand what they can do.
Do you work with social services when these people, as you said, they don't know about food stamps or SNAP program or anything like that? Do you connect them with social services?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel. What we want to do is we collaborate with all of the organizations, as many as we can here in our community. And then when the women come back with their applications or they come back with the notices, then we help them understand those notices, help them understand those applications, help them understand how to navigate the computer so that they can figure out how to fill these things out and where to go, so that they're not at a loss. Because when they become frustrated, not understanding, or they misunderstand what someone has told them, then now they want to give up. And then that is what leads to recidivism. It's when you have a complete understanding of what's happening and what you have rights to, is when things go well. And then when you can articulate that and you have an understanding, when you're meeting with that landlord, he sees that sense of confidence on you.
Yes.
And he wants to give you an opportunity. Okay, I see that you understand what I'm saying to you. You don't look frustrated or bewildered. And then now we can come in as a liaison, and we can navigate those spaces, help them kind of buffer, be the buffer, the go-between. And that's what I'm in is about. It's just a collaboration of all the things that will catapult somebody into that final phase of phase 3, right?
Well, and, filling out the forms could sometimes be overwhelming in and of themselves.
Absolutely.
And so, okay, now, then what about your EGO program, your Educator Guidance Outcomes? And is that also, I've forgotten the word.
It's an acronym.
Acronym, thank
yes,
you. Just went
yes.
right out of my mind. So that's an acronym,
yes.
EGO.
Now, this is one of my favorite programs, the EGO Project, because I identify with it so much. We are a big proponent of education. And as I mentioned in I'm in, it's all about educating about your rights. The EGO Project is about you getting to know yourself. Educated Guided Outcomes. You can be the most amazing person in this world if you only know who you are. So I had amazing background foundation. My mother was a police officer. She would make me read and regurgitate flashcards in order for me to go outside. She was really big on education. And what I have found is that was my cornerstone. And so now I offer that, and I have collaborated with other smaller nonprofits that offer comprehensive reading, critical thinking skills, branding, trauma services, financial literacy, even communication, to teach women through our curriculum, the ex-offender toolkit, which teaches the basics, branding, achievements or accountability, self-awareness, infrastructure, you being a whole person, communication, and then security, how to secure the bag, per se, right? And that's what the Ego Project is about, is you becoming a whole person so that you can navigate the rest of the spaces.
Okay. So when you said you reach out to other organizations, to other nonprofits, do you also have like therapists if you think someone really needs therapy?
Absolutely. Mental health is
one-on-one
huge. Absolutely.
Therapy, so it's not group, it's one-on-one.
Absolutely. This is the thing. You can put someone in a group and then they will become distracted if it's not necessarily appealing to them or relatable. So we do the group, and then they work with their therapist and their trauma coach and even their reading coach one-on-one. Nice. And so that they can get all the fundamentals. And then that will lead us into the next project, which is In Need Service Solutions, INS. Right. And INS is all about on-the-job training. So now you've learned who you are, you can articulate what your needs are, and now you get to put those skills of communication and finding your niche to work in a place where you're actually getting paid to do it. And we don't fire in INS. What we do is, if you come in and you are, you're dealing with some situations, you find that customer service is just not your thing, then let's move you to a different department. And we do product repair. So we've partnered with Walmart, and every Tuesday we pick up. And so we have our clients per se, or residents, individuals that work with us. They come in, they make sure all of the items are in good working condition, that they're clean. They do data entry, administrative work. They do sales. So now they have a space where they can find out who they really are in a working environment. Get rid of all the groups, because what's happening is we gave you all this information. Now, if you can implement it right there on the spot, now you can see those tools that work in your life. And if you choose not to stay with our program and you want to go out into the world, you have the tools to take with you, and you have a support network still here, ready for if you like, I need more information, or I decided to change my career path. And that's why all of these things work together. So we work with the women that are in the jail at CCDC through our Ego Project, and then we have a support group out here. We go from the Ego Project to giving them employment in INS, and then from there teaching them what their rights are so that they will be a full productive citizen within the community. And we don't want to do everything, so we bring everybody else to give all those additives, those nice, amazing little components. What I think in our community is that there's a lot of competition, and we're not the competitive organization. We're the one that want to fill those gaps. Yes. So in the jail, they practice MRT, right? Mental health regional training. But we enhance that by teaching people how to brand themselves. Don't just correct the behavior. Our motto is, if you want to change your image, you must first change your mind. So don't just try to fit in. Figure out who you are so you can show up as your most authentic person and really be a productive citizen in the community.
That's excellent advice that you're giving to these ladies that are coming out of prison. On that note, we're going to take a brief sponsorship break. Please stay with us, folks. We're going to be right back.
Introducing Pacific Coast Capital, your partner in finance. We provide financing for your business. Speed, flexibility, and creativity are the foundation of our service. We'll help you navigate through change and opportunities. Our 90-plus years of experience ensures quick turnaround on loan decisions. Ride the wave to prosperity with us. Ready for new funding? Visit our website today at pacificcoastcap.com.
Welcome back, everyone, and I'd like to welcome back Vera Jackson Moore, the founder and executive director of True Beginnings. And you truly are making true beginnings for all these ladies, and thank you for that, and I'm sure they do. I saw that you've had several events in the past, and they're interesting. You had a Wild West Costume Fest, you had a Ham and Eggs event, a Turkey Day giveaway, and a Winter Wonderland.
Yes.
4 nice events that you had. Do you have any more events planned for this year?
I believe that if it's not broken, why fix it? So those have been just really amazing events for us. So I stick with that so our community can kind of go, we know we can rely on True Beginnings to come and get a ham or a turkey or toys or resources these 4 times during the year. So we have other events, but they're just like dollar days at the store where people can come in and they can pick up household items for 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, $5. And the store is always open, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. So they can come in and get an air fryer, shampoo, or at half, if not 30% of what, these larger retailers would sell. And it's in excellent condition because we want to provide dignity to our community.
Sure.
Right. So it's interesting that you talk about these events because we just finished with Winter Wonderland.
Yes.
Christmas was
Yes.
the thing, and where we have usually served maybe about 106 to 146 children. This year we had 546 children.
Wow.
I don't understand why people are having so many kids. That came from 182 families. So this year, what we did was we had everyone register so that we could capture that information and get the word out to them about what we actually do. Because we have a lot of people in our community that go to other reentry groups, or they don't even know that there are reentry services available that we from True Beginnings will help supplement their move-in costs when they move into their home, or we can give them linen clothing for their kids when they reunite with their children after going through DCFS issues. And so we wanted to make sure that we did that. And by getting this 182 families signed up, we have been able to reach out and do so much more help. We have been pulling people in and putting clothes baskets together and linen baskets and dishes and these are brand new items. These are not things that people have just come and dumped off at our store to get it out of their garage or their attic. These are brand new items because Walmart gives us all of their overstock and their returns and things like that. And I think that when you give someone something that's brand new and they don't have to worry about returning it, or they don't have to worry about ditching it and having spent their hard-earned money on it, then now they feel like they're supported and they're worthy. Right. So the next one that's coming up is the ham and eggs. Right. You think that's Dr. Seuss, but it's not. I just thought that because we were having such an egg crisis last year, that it would just be really nice to give families a carton of eggs, the full dozen, along with their ham. Because when you are making an Easter dinner or a holiday meal, eggs is the one thing you're just like, oh my God, you can go through them so quickly, from mac and cheese to cornbread or whatever, and we don't usually give perishable items. So to give ham and a carton of eggs. And then the kids still get Easter baskets because we give them like smushmallows, which that was a trend last year. Can't wait to see what comes this year. But that's our next one. That's our next event.
Okay, but now all these kids that come, are these all kids of formerly incarcerated women?
No. So our focus is formally absolutely.
So for these events, it's not just incarcerated women and their families.
Absolutely. And the reason for that is people don't know what they need till they need it, till they see it, right? It's just like when you go to a restaurant, you're like, oh, I really am so hungry. You sit down, you open the menu, and you're like, I don't know what to eat. And then finally you settle on something because your brain kind of narrows in on it. That's exactly how we deal with it. So we open it up to our community, and then the families come in, and then we start asking questions after the fact. We do surveys. Have you ever dealt with this situation? Could you use any help in this area? And then they come back to us and they send us these glowing reviews about how it was so amazing that they were able to come and do this or get that service. And they just like, we had no clue that you were even around.
Well, now, how do they hear about? How do these families, if they're not incarcerated, how do they hear about you?
We partner with the YMCA, Go Urban Las Vegas, SNH, what is that? Southern Nevada Health Center, like that. I believe it's an acronym. But we partner with them, and we partner with Health and Human Services. And so they post a flyer, and then the families, of course, sign up. And who doesn't want free toys for Christmas or a free ham? And so then it's kind of like clickbait that's how my marketing people put it, right? You put this thing out there, then people gravitate, and then we can kind of bring those individuals that are formerly incarcerated to the forefront, kind of sift through it like gold and say, okay, these are the actual programs and services that we have. And if you want to go the long haul, then, let us work with you. And we don't take away from any other program that they're doing. We want to enhance that.
Sure. Got it. Now, when these ladies are released from prison, are they given your card, or they're made aware of you, or does the prison contact you and say, we're releasing this lady, do you have room? Or
we haven't gotten that far yet. This is what we do. We do a pen pal. We do it through pen pal, and we are on social media with the women that have a group like the Smiley group and things like that, and so they know that we're available. But we write to women that are in prison, and then they pass out our information, and those women reach out to us. We have tried several occasions in order to get actually inside of the prison, and we're still working on it. They don't always accept a lot of volunteers or organizations, and their plates are really full. But what we get is this: when women are inside, going to another group, that's a lot. But what if they had a support network where they could just write to someone that they're not estranged with, where there's no judgment, and they know that that person is going to be at home waiting for them?
Okay, now, are you looking for volunteers to write letters? So
I love it. Yes, we need volunteers to write letters and connect themselves with the women, just to be a sounding board, right? Just say, hey, we're out here, and True Beginnings can do this, or I can do that, or just talk to me if you ever need me. Because what women that are formerly incarcerated don't really realize is that they're not the only one. And there's a lot of women that have never been incarcerated, and they don't realize that they have experienced something very similar to someone that's been incarcerated.
So if people want to volunteer to write letters, they would reach out to you, and you will assign them somebody?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay. On that note, could you please share with our viewers your contact information so people can reach out to you if they want to help?
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the gift of giving. Yes. If you would love to participate in any of our volunteer ways, or if you want to just reach out and you know someone that needs our services, then please visit our website at True Beginnings LV. That's true, just like it sounds, beginnings, just like it sounds, LV for Las Vegas.org. Subscribe to our newsletter, get to know who we are and the people that we serve in our community. And if you have any immediate needs, please feel free to call us at 702-666-9402. We look forward to hearing from you. This is a huge cause. And when you think about mental health, domestic violence, and substance abuse, it's all connected to reentry. And we look forward to working with you. Thank you.
And thank you, Vera, for taking time out and coming on the program, explaining what you do and sharing with our viewers and the community
Thank you for
the
having
important
us.
work that you
Yes.
actually do. It's very important, and you are having an impact, as we learned from Destiny. So
Yeah.
wishing you continued success.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. And I'd like to thank John Stiles, the show's producer and station owner of WWDBTV, and our sponsors. I'd like to thank Priority Wealth Partners, Pacific Coast Capital, the Firelight Barn, and my late business partner, RJ Champion, whose legacy lives on with this program and whose message you'll hear right at the end. I'd also like to thank the anonymous donors, Friends of the Gift of Giving. They wish to remain anonymous, but I appreciate their support. And finally, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in. And as Vera said, please share this interview if you would know of anybody who would like to volunteer, anybody who could make use of their services, or if you'd like to know of anybody who would like to help fund this organization. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me, Stephen at thegiftofgiving.vegas. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you'll join us again soon. In the meantime, please stay safe and be kind to one another. Bye for now.
Mr. R.J. Champion is proud to sponsor WWDB-TV's series, The Gift of Giving, and wishes the program much success. Congratulations and gratitude to the featured guests and the organizations they represent. Our community is well served by your tireless efforts to make Nevada a better state for all its residents.